Welcome to this MTGO testing session here with an Affinity deck in Pauper, and we're going to be playing against Malum. Big thank you to Malum. He's a writer for Pure MTGO, also hosts some of the player-run events by way of PDC Magic, and we're going to be on the draw, I believe. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we are going to be on the draw. And this hand's a little off color. We do have Metalcraft, and any other creature we draw can actually get us to cast these Forgers. 4 lands is kind of heavy, and we're off color, which makes this kind of questionable. On the draw, I think we do have a number of relevant things we can draw into. We have all of our other colors, so I think we can keep this. It's very borderline. This might actually come back to bite us, but we're going to keep it. His deck, I don't know what he's playing, but could be rather quick, leading with an island. So this could be a number of things here. We draw another blue land. I think we're going to go ahead and lead on the Citadel and go for the Springleaf Drum. And it's going to be kind of sad if we don't have a follow-up. We should be able to cast pretty much anything else we draw. He plays an Azorius Guildgate and a Sunbeam Spellbomb here. So this is going to be a bit of a brew, it looks like. Blue-white colors. Looks like maybe some kind of Trinket Mage deck. And we draw a Chromatic Star, so we're going to end up having to play that, and we don't want to sack it this turn because we're going to want to cast a Carapace Forger as soon as possible. So I think we're going to go ahead and play Seed of the Synod, or we could play Furnace. That represents a few more things. I want to at least represent something. If we play Seed of the Synod, it's pretty clear that we don't have a Thought Cast because that's castable right now. And he's going to probably play a Trinket Mage would be my guess. Yep, there's a Trinket Mage here. And this is going to gain him 5 life or draw him a card. He might get a land. Or maybe just another Spellbomb, a Life Staff. Bone Splitter might be in his deck. This deck could also be playing the Leonin Squire, which gets a lot of these back. It is a Bone Splitter. That's going to allow his guys to trade with our guys. So we're just going to... basically what we're going to do is we're going to play both of these Carapace Forgers out. So I'm fine sacking this, seeing what we draw. We're really land flooded, which is kind of surprising. And we're just going to go ahead and cast this other one. Unfortunately, we've got 7 lands hanging around, which is not good. He may leave this guy on defense. Again, he can gain 5, so we have to factor that into our racing. And if he swings in, ooh, he's also playing red. So what would the red be for? I'm not sure. This looks like some kind of momentary blink deck. This actually could be a Cloud Shift it's representing. There's an Atog. So if we can get this guy out of the way, playing an Atog as a follow-up seems nice. I think I'm willing to send both of these guys in and see what he thinks about that. With these colors, I'm not sure what his actual sideboard plan against us is. Yeah, I'm willing to make this trade. And I think Atog will resolve. We're going to go ahead and just play another Citadel out. We've got plenty of live draws. He's going to sack that to cycle. Not sure what his removal is looking like, but could be Journey. That would be a pretty good answer to this. There's a Life Staff. Let's see what kind of creatures he's got. No creatures that we can tell. Does this represent some kind of flash creature? It could. I'm not exactly sure. So if we play a land and play the Terrarian, we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 artifacts. We can attempt to swing in for 15. Plus 4 is actually a lethal attack. Though I'm not sure we want to do that. I think I'm fine sacking the Terrarian, though, to the Atog and cycling to see what See what we draw there. I don't see a reason to play the land out. We can pay for Mana Leak or Condescend, so we're going to go ahead and sack the artifact and see what we draw. A Tree of Tails. So we've got a lot of excess lands here. I'm actually considering bashing in for 5 plus 4 is 9, which puts him on a 1-turn clock. So I think I'm going to go for that, and I'm going to wait till the blocker step until the opportunity for him to cast a flash creature occurs. I'm going to sack 1 land and try and hit him for 5. Alright, so he's at 7. We're just going to play out this, and we're going to pass the turn. And he's actually dead on board. We could have gone for the win, but I mean, 4 mana open, it's a little too much for me to risk. Looks like he's just kind of flooded here. And probably won't have... There's a Flame Slash. Yep, that's going to resolve. So that leaves us with a Tog. And again, we could go for the win. Now we have a Fling. So we can actually go for the win with the attack. And then if he attempts to kill the creature, we can go for the Fling. That's a little risky, but it's not overall a huge problem. With this type of mana, I mean, the only things he can have to kill our guy, something like a Harvest Pyre or a Lightning Bolt. So I think we're going to do it. We have to sack 3 artifacts. So I'm going to sack the Drum and the 2 Citadels. And we'll see how that goes. We'll go ahead and tap these for mana. And we'll sack the Springleaf Drum as well. And we'll see if that does it. The mana is going to leave our pool. And we take the win. So we're not seeing a whole lot out of his deck. He's actually showing us he's got lands. So lucky for us. And he's playing a Trinket Mage type control deck, probably with Momentary Blinks and what have you. So I think Pyroblast is a decent consideration. The Fling might want to come out. I'd like to take out Fling against blue decks in general, but we're not seeing a whole lot by way of counter magic, at least so far. Ancient Grudge is probably decent, but it's probably better than playing Fling. And I think Pyroblast is probably better than Galvblast in some situations. So he's probably playing white creatures that he can bounce with a Momentary Blink. So this is somewhat how I would like to board, and perhaps even playing Pyroblast would be okay. I don't feel like we've seen enough of his deck to really warrant a drastic switch, so I think we can afford to shave off this Chromatic Sphere and play a 3rd Ancient Grudge. That does make us pretty heavy in red. Also, this is a green requirement, but I think that's okay for now. We don't want to dilute the deck too much, especially with the limited information we have. I think being able to cast Ancient Grudge on a Bone Splitter or something is actually going to keep him from trading, which is going to be huge for us. And these blasts might actually be useful. So I think we're going to board like this, and we may want to bring in Pyroblast in Game 3 if there is a Game 3. So let's submit and see how this goes. Alright, we're here in game number 2. We're on the draw. This is looking like 1, 2, 3, 4 of these on turn 2. 4 artifacts on turn 2, so we can get both of these out on turn 3. I think this is a keepable hand, so we're not going to mulligan. It is kind of slow, but his deck is not fast, so that should help us out. He's going to be fixing colors and what have you. We have a turn 2 a Tog, which we can utilize, though it's not going to be a great benefit for us. A Pyrite Spellbomb. So he's a Spellbomb deck, and this can actually bounce a creature, so he's got an Unsummon and a Shock on board. Playing the Atog, I think, is worth it. We can we can offer to trade the star for his spell bomb. We can also just hold back, play this chromatic star. Turn 3 we have 5 artifacts, and we can cast both of our guys. This is probably better though. Turn 2 a Tog, and then turn 3 star with an enforcer. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the Atog. Try and get some removal out of him. This early of an Atog is not going to affect too much. But he may be off of white right now. Not exactly the easiest thing in the world to get a 3-color deck going. You take it from me. So we're not actually going to save this Atog. We're not even going to crack the chromatic star. We're just going to let it die because we want to use these artifacts to our advantage. So we're going to go ahead and play another star. He missed a land drop. We're going to go for a Mirror Enforcer. Unfortunately, he may have an electrostatic bolt to kill that. He may also have an unsummon. Or he might just have another Flame Slash. Looks like he's going to cycle with the Pyrite Spell Bomb. Interesting. He's trying to hit that land drop. He's got another Flame Slash. Nope. Digging for that. This could be... Okay, so he's got the Seed of the Synod. Not expecting counter magic, but it could be the case. We're going to go ahead and attack. We're going to play the Frogmite and then go for the Mirror Enforcer. Let's see if he has anything to say about this. Cast this for free. We will play another land, and we'll cast this for free. We could start drawing cards with this, but I think it's better to save it for possible Atog, or we may need to cast a blue spell, so we're going to want those. There's a Trinket Mage. And let's see what the Trinket Mage ends up picking up for him. A land. So he might be sitting on a Cloud Shift here. I don't expect him to have much else. I think it's fine to attack with all 3 of these. We may want to actually draw a card first and see what we draw. That would actually be helpful as well. That way, if we draw something like a Galv Blast, we can consider just removing the Trinket Mage right now. We're going to go ahead and cast this. And we'll attack. I'm willing to trade the Frogmite for 8 damage. We're looking very good on board. And he's going to take the trade, though. Yeah, if he had Cloud Shift, he'd block the bigger creature. So we're just going to follow up here. I don't think we need to play this last land out, but I think we're fine playing it out. Let's go ahead and do that in case we draw another land or something. So he's got 5 mana, but can he get rid of 2 guys? That's the big question. Archaeomancer for a Flame Slash, so that's going to take him down to 1. We can draw a card on our main phase with this. We drew a Forger. I'm going to go ahead and sack this for a blue. We might be able to get the victory right here, so I want to see what we draw. There's a Galvanic Blast, so looks like we're good here. Just blast this. We have 7-9 damage here. So let's go ahead and take the victory. And we'll go ahead and attack him. And looks like we're going to take this match down 2-0. So thank you so much to Malum for helping out with our testing. Interesting deck he's got here. It's a sort of a mix of Trinket Mage with Archaeomancer. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but it looked like we were pretty well set up in that second game with a relatively explosive set of draws to follow up. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please continue to support us here at MTGO Academy and enjoy the rest of the matches. Thanks.